Happy Monday, friends. This week I'm staying in one of my favorite Yosemite hotels, Tenaya at Yosemite. And Tenaya is the perfect home base for any adventure inside Yosemite National Park. However, there are numerous incredible hiking trails found just outside the park boundaries, and today we're heading out on one of my favorites to see two different waterfalls. So join me along the Lewis Creek Trail inside Sierra National Forest. The two waterfalls we're visiting today are both beautiful and certainly worth a stop on your way to Yosemite. Corlieu Falls is located only about a quarter of a mile downstream from the trailhead, and it cascades with a picturesque 80-foot drop. Now, Red Rock Falls, on the other hand, is about a mile and a half upstream, and it has a small drop at only 20 feet, but it's substantially wider, and during the snow melt-off season, it can flow with an intense force, absolutely making it worthy of the slightly longer hike. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dawn, a full-time travel blogger, and every Monday on my website, flyingdawnmarie.com, I share a new travel adventure. And then these YouTube videos bring you along with me each week for a virtual visit. So make sure to turn on notifications, like and subscribe, and let's explore together. Today we'll be seeing roughly half of the Lewis Creek Trail, which has a full length of just about 3.5 miles one way, with under 1,000 feet in elevation change as it follows Lewis Creek, paralleling Highway 41. The full trail has 3 different trailheads, so make sure to check out my full blog post linked in the description of this video below for pinpoint map directions on where I recommend starting this journey. Today we're heading out from the middle trailhead, which provides the closest access to Corlieu Falls, and we'll head north to Red Rock Falls. The middle trailhead is located right off Highway 41, about halfway between Fish Camp and Oakhurst. At this trailhead, there's a small parking lot on the east side of the road, big enough for a few dozen cars. Our hike starts off on a short spur trail at less than 1/10 of a mile, and then you take a right onto the actual Lewis Creek Trail for about a quarter of a mile. This is a short hike, but there is some serious elevation change as you drop almost 300 feet to reach the viewing platform of the falls, and then it's another 300 feet back up. All along this trail, you'll be able to hear Lewis Creek flowing, and often you'll see it come into frame as you weave through this trail system. This trail is a mix of gravel and dirt path along with primitive stone steps weaving down to the waterfall overlook. Corlieu Falls was named after Charles Clifford Corlieu, who was also known as the Cliff Man. Now, this was not just a play on his name, but also due to the fact that he built a cabin on the cliff top above the falls here. In fact, if you're hiking around the area, you might even see a few foundation remnants of the structure built over a century ago. In the hills here, there's also an old mine shaft known as the Corlieu Mine. There was never any evidence of profitable mining here, and there are even stories that Corlieu's son-in-law may have dug the mine in hopes of luring prospectors into purchasing land here. Corlieu was said to have been a poet who enjoyed the seclusion and solitude of his home. His son-in-law, Sam Mobley, on the other hand, was known as an outspoken and passionate dreamer who, by some accounts, was even referred to as a con man who battled with the Forest Service in and out of port for decades. Make sure to check out my full blog post linked in the description of this video below for more fascinating information on Mobley and Corlieu. If you like to boulder and scramble, this hike will be nothing for you. But for your everyday gentle hiker, there are a few sections which you might find a bit treacherous along the hike down to the fall. Due to the steep elevation change and rough terrain of this hike, I'd consider this a more moderate than easy hike, even though it's incredibly short. Hiking down over some of the jagged rocks and the steep steps, you'll definitely want to make sure you're prepared with good hiking footwear, particularly after a recent rain. If you visit, you can see that the viewing platform which the Forest Service built has sustained major damage. While one section of the viewing platform is still accessible, you need to be aware that other areas are unstable and unsafe to explore. However, you get stunning waterfall cascade views from this spot. Continuing on from the viewing platform, you can head down the trail to Lewis Creek for stunning waterfall views from below. Please adventure wisely though, as wet rocks can be incredibly slick and dangerous, and you want to be mindful of the incredible rushing water here. After enjoying the serene beauty of Corlieu Falls, we'll head back north along Lewis Creek Trail for a couple of miles for our next waterfall adventure. Heading north, past the trailhead spur, the path will require you to cross the creek in order to continue. There once was a wooden bridge here. It was actually made of a fallen tree. However, over time with decay, the bridge had to be removed. Now there are large, almost boulders that assist hikers in crossing the river. However, icy or extreme washing water can make this incredibly unsafe. So there are actually two options to get to our next waterfall. If conditions are favorable, you can cross safely and then continue upstream along the path towards our next waterfall. Or you can hop back in your vehicle, drive up to the north trailhead, and then hike downstream to Red Rock Falls, which is only about a mile of hiking round trip. Now today, because the water is high and the boulders are underwater, and I'm not trusting myself along this log that is pretty slick after the recent rain, I'm gonna head back to my car and I'll meet you at the north trailhead. Full disclosure, I did decide to cross the log bridge that was sitting on top of the rocks. There was only about 4 inches of water, so I had to check it out for myself. Okay, I guess the log wasn't that bad, but I still want to head to the north trailhead to show you our next waterfall. It's a very short drive to the north trailhead, and you will see signs once you reach this trailhead about the bridge being out in case you want to head from Red Rock Falls on this end to Corlieu Falls to the south. If you decide not to cross Lewis Creek, Just before the Sugar Pine community, you'll find the trailhead on the northern end. From the north trailhead, the hike to Red Rock Falls is only about half a mile one way or 1 mile round trip, and just about 100 feet in elevation change, making the hike to Red Rock Falls the gentler of the two hikes we're taking today, in my opinion. As you head out on your adventures, I would love to encourage you to join me in following all of the Leave No Trace principles. If we leave these places better than we found them, the natural beauty will be here for generations to come. Whether you're hiking upstream or downstream to Red Rock Falls, this trail is lovely, and it's a real treat to listen to the babbling creek all along the way. Near the north end of Lewis Creek Trail, another small spur trail leads you beside the brink of Red Rock Falls. And from here, we can actually venture down further and get views below, which are stunning. Welcome to the brink of Red Rock Falls. There is so much natural beauty to explore above the brink of Red Rock Falls. You can even see fish swimming in the crystal clear water. And as you explore, you'll see small rock outcroppings, the water tumbling down. This is a magical spot in nature for sure. The views from the brink and upstream are great, but if you're up for more of an adventure, take the short but steep trail down to the base of the fall. The Red Rock Falls drop is substantially shorter than Corlieu Falls at just 20 feet in height. However, it stretches wide across the creek, and you get great Lewis Creek views at the base of this waterfall. Thank you so much for joining me this week along the Lewis Creek Trail. And make sure to check out my full post at flyingdawnmarie.com for more information and details on Tenaya Yosemite, which makes the perfect home base for this hike and any Yosemite adventure. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And until next week, I hope you find adventure and encouragement wherever you go. Bye.